just gone through state weightlifting meet, semifinals, and the challenge here.
And back to school. Don't forget that.
Yeah, and back to school. Like
that was my biggest challenge
with kids.
How you feeling? What are you doing in the gym right now? Just like training wise, like coming out of a lot of stuff. Like probably the most stuff you've came out of doing in 6-7 years.
Yeah. Well, this week it's been really nice just to hop back into class.
Yep.
Programming, but I'm very sore. So today Gretchen and I did the level 2 workout, but we just did the workout. It was like 16 and a half minutes. And I was like, that's it today.
Yeah, just the Metcon part.
Yeah,
yep.
That's it. I'm so sore. So, but yeah, leading up to the weightlifting meet, I pretty much took the week off of CrossFit. So I knew I was going to do the challenge. I wanted to do it. I love, in-house competitions.
Sure.
It's just the community. So I planned on doing that for a while as long as, my body was feeling okay. And at the last minute, I've done that. So I've kind of way back in the day since I started CrossFit, I've always kind of dabbled in weightlifting as well.
Yep.
It's just been fun for me. And so coming back after my pregnancies, one of my big goals was to get my weightlifting back up because I didn't realize how much strength I had lost. I was always kind of a stronger athlete.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, no big deal. And then through my pregnancies and stuff, I was still training. And then I remember like trying to snatch and being like, oh my gosh, I've lost everything. So I think it was maybe after my last, I put a high priority on weightlifting and was like, I need to get my numbers back to where I feel good. So I put a high focus on that. So I did the state meet last year, and I did the Arnold, I think, before that in weightlifting. And then after that state meet last year, I was like, okay, strictly CrossFit. Now I'm going to just focus on this. Yep. But they asked me to do the state meet kind of like last minute, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm feeling good. My snatches had been feeling really good, so I decided just to sign up for it just to kind of have some fun. So I did the challenge, and then I took the whole week off of CrossFit pretty much. I just did weightlifting and like some rowing and biking, and then I lifted on Saturday, and then now I'm back into regular training.
How many meets have you done overall, like weightlifting meets?
Ooh, gosh, like going way back?
Yeah. Like, is it like uncountable?
I've done several.
Okay.
So pretty
More
much,
than 10?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Before, so like kind of back in the day when I owned CLC, my goal was always to make it to regionals.
Yep.
And then there was like a few years that I just missed it, and so I would go compete at nationals in weightlifting.
Oh, yep.
So I think I did a lot of like local meets to make sure my total, was there.
Sure.
But and then I would compete at like a national level for weightlifting. So my best total ever is 184. So I think in my mind I'm like, I know I can hit that again, hopefully one day, but not quite there yet.
What did you hit at this meet?
So this meet, I think I totaled 170.
Okay.
Which, considering I've literally only done CrossFit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that with zero focus on
focus on weightlifting.
Yeah, it's not that far off.
No,
yeah.
no. I was only 3 kilos less than my total last year, which is pretty cool because last year I was training for it.
Yep.
Signed up for it well in advance. So this year my goal was just to kind of hit similar. I had some snatch goals, which I think I could have done really well, but I missed my opener, which has never happened to me in all my years of weightlifting. I've never missed a snatch opener. But
what was your snatch and your clean and jerk, like in pounds?
So I ended with a 170 snatch, and then my clean and jerk was like just over 205.
Wow.
So
excellent, Liz.
Yeah.
Wow. So it was a good day. I mean,
yeah.
It was a good day. I took it a little bit easier on the clean and jerks because I haven't been doing much cleaning or jerking.
Yep.
So it was good. I was happy with it for sure. I mean, just to be able to, like I said, go in there, have fun. I really enjoy weightlifting meets. They're really fun. I encourage everyone to try, try one. It's just a different level. The pressure, you only get 3 attempts. It's fun. So, and especially when you're used to like doing a CrossFit competition where you just kind of go all day and you're just wrecked, like doing 6 lifts. It's harder on your nervous system for sure because you're like adrenaline's going, but it's a lot of fun. So Definitely something that I enjoy doing, but I always say, like, CrossFit has my heart. I don't know, something about just doing stuff that I'm terrible at, knowing that it's making me better.
Sure.
Is more fun.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But yeah, so I have a history of competing in weightlifting on the national level. So
Have you ever tried powerlifting?
I have done actually a powerlifting meet.
Okay,
So.
yeah, I was just because I know your mom was into those for a while, and so I was wondering if she had kind of like talked you into doing one and stuff.
Yeah, I actually got a certification, and then I just was curious and just wanted to learn, and did a powerlifting meet, and that's definitely my least favorite.
Okay.
Weightlifting meets are fast. Like, whatever weight is on the bar, it just keeps going up.
Yep.
So you take one attempt. If no one else is between you, then you follow yourself and you get a 2-minute clock. Powerlifting meets, it's like everybody takes their first bench, and then everybody takes their second bench, and then it's literally a whole day thing, and you're just like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then squat and then deadlift, so it just is forever. And I also don't enjoy those lifts. So
sure.
Yeah.
It's
How did you get into like rewind, clear back, into fitness? And I'm sure it was like through athletics, but like I want to hear about, like, I know your mom was super into fitness, her influence on you, and just over the years.
So I think I probably have kind of a unique story, I guess, with coming into CrossFit, because I was not really, I think, like, when I was 11, I was a swimmer. I, like, did a triathlon when I was 11. I loved to run. But then I got into high school and I did cheerleading, and I just kind of wanted to do what other kids were doing. So I was a cheerleader throughout high school, and then I didn't really do anything. I was really out of shape. I had never been in a gym. And then I joined the military. I joined the Air Force just because I wanted to move away. And I was actually deployed. And again, I was in terrible shape. Like, I could pass a PT test, but it's, kind of laughable, the PT standards, especially for the Air Force. So, but when I was deployed, I found CrossFit, and I had no clue what it was. And I just kind of stumbled upon it. It was a big concrete slab, and they had, like, big concrete walls up, and they had a rig and rowing. And I remember I, like, went in one day and tried to pretend like I knew what I was doing, and someone was doing wall balls, so I was just watching the person next to me, like, throwing this ball, and then they dropped it, and I, like, threw it down, and they, like, went out for a run, and I was like, literally no clue. Like, I have no clue what we were doing. I don't even know what reps we were doing. Like, I just was literally watching the person next to me. I'm like, oh, I guess we're moving on. I don't know. So then I ended up going back and, like, meeting someone who was a coach, and being like, okay, I want to do this. And then I just kind of became obsessed with it my whole deployment. That was all I did. But it was still funny because I came back from my deployment, moved home, and was, like, in nursing school. And I came to CrossFit Grandview and immediately was like, oh, this is where I want to go, you know.
What year was this?
2014.
Okay.
13.
Yeah.
It was 13.
Or maybe even 12. No.
I think it was 13, and then you ended up being on our team in 14.
Yeah.
But you came in 13, and you picked it up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So about a year before that.
When did you graduate high school?
In 2008.
Okay, so then you went directly, like, into the military.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so when it was just funny because I came here, you know, thinking like, oh, I did this when I was deployed. I know everything, you know, and I was like, you know, thought the rower had to be set at a damper at 10 for it to be RX for the workout, you know. So people were like, what is she doing? Like, why is she I knew nothing. But I just knew that, like, I wanted to get better at everything. You know, I wanted to, if someone else could do a skill that I couldn't do, I was like, I'm going to work on this until I can do it, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's kind of how I got started in CrossFit. So I didn't really have a background at all with, like, being in a gym. And even
for some reason, I always thought you had a gymnastics background.
Cheerleading. I mean,
yeah.
I can, like...
Yeah, but I thought, like, legit, I mean, because you're pretty good at all the gymnastic moves.
Walking on her hands.
I have decent body awareness, but I have zero hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. Well, hey, what you're doing right now is working for you, so, yeah.
But yeah, so at the time, my mom had gotten into fitness kind of like at the same time, and she had gotten into powerlifting, and I ended up dropping out of nursing school and getting my level 1 for CrossFit because I was that obsessed. And my mom was actually training at Beyond Limits, and she was like, hey, Rachel, these guys are trying to do CrossFit. They need some help. And so I would go over there and kind of like coach them and help them through the open. And I think around the same time was when someone told me to do a weightlifting meet. And the funniest thing ever, I got to pull up pictures, but it's hilarious. So I signed up for the Strongest Unicorn. Do you remember when that was like a thing?
Yep.
And I had no clue what I was doing. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, my snatch opener, I think I hit it, like, 5 times in the warm-up room, just totally, like, CrossFitting it. I didn't have a singlet. I didn't have anything. But
quite a few CrossFit people would do that one.
That type of stuff, yeah. Yep. And that's where I met, like, Mark Canella and Drew and Chelsea and kind of the bigger names in weightlifting. And so I think ever since then, I kind of would train both a little bit. But I was kind of helping coach CrossFit a little bit here and there. And then Mark Canella at the time wanted to split off from Drew and Chelsea. And so he was like, hey, can you help me find a location for a gym? And I was like, sure. And I was talking to my mom, and she had really gotten into powerlifting. And she was like, there's not that many powerlifting gyms in Columbus. Yep. There's a lot of bodybuilding gyms, a lot of CrossFit gyms. So anyways, long story short, she was like, we found a space, and Mark was like, oh, no, I don't like this space. He found everything wrong with it. And my mom was like, well, why don't we just open a gym here? And I was like, okay. I knew nothing. I was like, sure. This sounds fun. So
did your mom used to do bodybuilding shows too?
She did. She kind of dabbled in a lot. She's the type of person who has a lot of different hobbies.
Yeah.
And, like, can change. Right now it's golf.
Okay.
So she's very good at golfing, but she does not lift at all anymore.
Okay.
I mean, I shouldn't say that. She works out still, like, at, like, they belong to a club, so she works out there.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
Powerlifting and golf are pretty conflicting, actually.
Yeah.
If you're doing a lot of powerlifting, it's not going to be good for golfing.
Yeah. Well, she's very strong. She can, I mean.
Is she banged up from powerlifting?
She has some back issues for sure that she's still kind of dealing with, but yeah, I would say she just kind of, I think she just, her hobbies change.
She likes to just flow between things.
No, I just find it interesting because I'm sure it influenced you, like her doing like the bodybuilding and the powerlift. What era was the bodybuilding?
It was kind of while I was gone. It was kind of before, while I was gone in the military.
It's good you didn't have to deal with her during that time.
Yeah.
Everyone gets real bitchy.
Yeah. It doesn't sound fun at all. But I tried to make her do CrossFit. I remember, like, trying, you know, because
no birthday would be celebrated.
This is my thing. Yeah.
Everyone should do CrossFit. Yep. Everyone should do it. And she's like, why would I ever do a burpee? Like, I am never. And so she was just like, this is not
Wasn't her thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, and then Mark ended up finding his own space, and I ended up actually going and training with Drew and Chelsea just to keep my weightlifting sharp, and then just trained by myself, and like I said, every year just tried to make it to regionals. That was like my end goal. Ended up making it to regionals in 2018 as an individual, and then I got pregnant in 2019 with Addie, and I was like, oh, I'm done competing, you know, that was fun. I thought at the time that I would just bring Addie to the gym and run the gym and, you know, and then I was like, wait, no, this isn't working. I'm not bringing a baby in here. I'm going to stay home with the baby. Yep. My mom will be there. And then my mom stopped going. And I'm like, well, if neither of us are here, who's running the gym? It was just kind of like one of those things. And
happened real quick.
Yeah. Yep. In 2020, like COVID hit and she was talking to Sean Bailey. That was her doctor at the time. And he was like, I really want a monolift, this powerlifting thing, and I really want this. And she's like, I've got 2. I've got a whole gym. And so he ended up buying the gym, and I still kind of ran CrossFit out of there for a little bit, but then it just wasn't in his vision.
Sure.
And for me, it was just like, you know, it was hard to cut ties, but I was just like kind of ready. I wanted to focus on building a family and just kind of step back.
Sometimes it can be better to do it quick than to like let it really like die a super slow death. So.
Linger and then you hate
what
out.
you're doing.
Yeah. So he bought the gym, I guess, in 2020, and it's still, I mean, Worthington Pro Fitness now, so they're still alive and well and doing their thing, so that's good.
That was a cool space. I mean, me and I went over there a couple times and did that. Did a seminar over there, and I mean, it was.
And your mom did a competition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool. And no, I mean, the gym was really neat. I love that spot. That was like it's a really cool spot where a bit of like the vision we have here, where you have like you can do your CrossFit, but then there's some other stuff that you can come out and pop on and do.
I remember seeing,
stuff.
your gym, because it was before we had all like the select rise, like the hamstring curls, the leg extension. I'm like, this is what we need. Yeah. And it's like, we can't afford that right now.
Yeah, you guys had some top.
So,
your mom had a eye for like the best shit. Like it was.
She loves, she does have.
She's like, I want that kind of a bench, because I was like, I don't even know where you would buy that thing. Like there was some cool, like a monolift and all that kind of stuff. It was cool.
She really wanted to build a unique place for powerlifters.
Yeah,
and it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
Still doing good, I think. So.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just think it's neat, that like as people age, they still try new experiences and try new things. And even, like with fitness, like his dad's gotten into working out and he never has, like his whole life. And so, I mean, it might be like a little exhausting if your mom has a new hobby every few years, but it's kind of neat. And in a lot of ways where people are not open to any new experiences. Like my parents are having this 50th wedding anniversary. My mom's like, people are so weird that are our age. They won't do anything. They won't go anywhere. They won't commit to anything, because if they feel like slightly bad that day, they're just like, I'm not showing up. And then like people are replying like, I will try to make it after church. Like it's this big thing where you show up for 20. I'm just saying, like, to try new things is pretty cool, especially if you don't know if you're going to be good at it, and just to put yourself out there. And
and she did really well in powerlifting too, and like you said, to come in at like her age, and to do well at it, I think was really, really good. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So how did you start getting, you got into parenthood, you start having kids, and like, how did you start getting itchy again?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. So I was coaching like very part-time, just because I do love to be around people.
Sure.
And then when I was pregnant with CJ.
Closer.
When I was pregnant with my third.
And how old is he now?
He just turned 2.
Okay, so you've got...
Addie is 6.5.
6.5,
She'll be 7 in November.
Okay.
Zoe's 4, and then CJ's 2. So
okay.
6, 4, and 2. And when I was pregnant with him, I just kind of stopped coaching. I was just like, too much going on. Like, I'm just going to focus on me. And so we have a pretty good garage gym set up, and I just would follow street parking and work out in my garage. And I was like, okay, this is good. This is it. And then it was after I had CJ, and I was like, for some reason, I'm done having kids. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to kind of get my strength back. That's when I started working with weightlifting again, and I have a really great coach who's actually pregnant now, but she had a baby. They're like a couple weeks apart, CJ and her first are a couple weeks apart, so she kind of had gone through it at the same time, and they just have a little home gym, but they do some programming, so they were doing some programming for me, and I was getting my weightlifting back, and then I was like, you know what, I really want to get back in the gym. And it was actually my mom who was like, you should really reach out to Brandon, and you should go back to Grandview. And I think I was a little scared at first. I came in and I was like, it
didn't take you long.
Yeah, can I do level 2? I don't know. But the funny thing is that, I had been away for so long, and then coming back, I mean, it's just been the best experience ever. I tell everyone, I'm like, it's amazing. I mean, what Drake is doing with the level 2, all the people that I work out with, or that, I've met, all the people at the socials, like, it literally, I tell people, I'm like, it's just the best people that you meet. And I'm like, I don't know how they got all these amazing people, amazing athletes. The fact that I can bring my kids here every day. It's so funny, because I was just working out with Gretchen, and I was talking to her, and I was like, I pretty much thought I was done competing in 2018. I was like, I'm just going to do this for fun now. I'm a mom. I'm just going to work out. And then it was like, I came back in here, and I was like, oh, like, maybe I don't have to be done.
We're not hanging that up
yet.
Yeah.
I can. Yeah. There's still definitely that like desire, and I think just being in the right environment, and it's been amazing. It's been really fun, and like I said, to be able to bring my kids here every day, I mean, it's a game changer. Like you don't get that anywhere else,
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, and it's not easy for us to have it here.
I know.
So
I was talking to her at the summer social.
Please. Yeah. When all my kids are old, I will volunteer.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to staff it and keep it.
Trust me, you're gonna want to get paid.
But we understand, like, that, we saw our back when your first time around, our crowd was generally, you felt everyone age up.
Yeah.
It's not that like we still have young people and new fresh blood coming in, but the people who started doing CrossFit, 15 years ago, like they've kept doing it, and they start having families and stuff. And I'm like, they're all having kids and they're not going to want to come.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to if they can't bring them every once in a while.
Because it's just easier to work out at home.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we just want a safe place for, not kids hiding behind their mom and while they're snatching and barbells dropping everywhere.
Yeah, have you seen CJ? Like whenever I try to do, like they came to the challenge, and every time I ran past, he was like screaming, crying. Like if he can see me, he wants me to be holding him.
Right.
I can't work out. I mean, there's a lot of parents that I follow that do that, and good for them. But like the fact that I can just not stress and only focus on my workout. It's
really tough. I mean, we've done that a little bit, but it's like we have a hard time. Like, this is our workout time. Yeah. I'm gonna let you cry.
Yeah,
for 10 minutes.
I mean, you don't want 3-year-olds even between race going on with 25 people in the middle of the gym. It's a pretty dangerous situation.
Yeah, and to even just have those boundaries too, I think is important. Where like, this is my time.
Oh, exactly.
You can go over there. You can't have me all the time.
Right.
Like that's not good for you or me.
Right.
And that's
exactly, especially as a stay-at-home mom. Like this summer, I would tell the girls, I'm like, hey, listen, I can come to the gym when Dad gets home, and that's fine. Sometimes I like doing the 4:30 class, hopping in. I'm like, or we can go to the gym now. You guys can do childcare, and then we can all go swimming together later. And it's just they get that. They're like, oh that sounds way better.
Yeah,
and they like it here. I mean, they have met so many friends, and I mean, they really, it's been great, and it's been. Again, like I said, I kind of like came back in not knowing what I was going to do. I really just wanted to like work out with people, and it's been so fun to like compete again and to be able to get to this level.
It's funny how that environment can do that.
It
like,
really
like
is.
You have no like real like you're like, oh, I want to just see how it feels, and then I could tell as soon as you like just greased the groove and touched it, you're like, all right, I really want to get this going again.
Which is funny because now, like, I've been seeing Maddie through some injuries and stuff, and I really have to, like, check myself, because my brain is like, oh, I'm still 28, or, oh, Drake's doing this, and everyone's doing this, and I should, but it's like, okay, my recovery is not the same. I'm still nursing CJ, who's 2. Like, it's just different. It looks different now, and I can't do everything, Maddie says I'm the most dangerous type of patient because I have all the muscle memory, I can do all the skills, but like my small muscles, my tendons aren't used to doing the volume. Mm-hmm. So just because I can do it all,
you've got a lot of Shane down in Cincinnati who does all the conjugate stuff. He's like, someone like you, you have all this contractile potential, but like your body just isn't in the rhythm of doing like game style volume. Right. So like. You can hurt yourself. He talked about the strongman, the guy who like won the strongman in the 80s, and like this kid in his gym class challenged him to like a foot race, and they went for it, and he tore both of his quads right off his knees because he really tried to truly sprint as fast as he could, and this guy is like some dude who could deadlift 900 pounds, but he was like 57 years old, and he just like ripped
that's
his
cool
body
that you're
apart. Still
that explosive though. I mean, that's the same as like Pete's wife. Like I was just talking to her. She's actually my doctor, and she's a different type of athlete, but she like bikes and she plays soccer, and she was playing soccer, and she's like, Kate, I was just sprinting like straight forward and tore my whole hamstring. She's like, well, I didn't really tear all of it then. I knew I messed it up, but I kept playing and then kept playing the next day. But she's like, now the whole damn thing is like torn, and she's going to try to do some like PRP, but she will fuck herself up like that all the time because she's so explosive and she's teeny and strong. And like, I mean, it's awesome to see that with especially like, no offense to dudes, but like moms, like after you have kids and, now, I know when you were first getting injured, I was talking to Maddie about it, and I was like, I I'm not an athlete like you are, but I get what you're trying to do. You want something for yourself. You want your own identity. And it's great being a mom, but whether it's like being a friend or an athlete, or I have this thing too, where I can still be like this person that's important for me to not just lose all this. Like, I think it's really important because when you put everything into your kids and they're screaming they hate you, you have something else to lean on. You're like, okay, well, I know they're just having a bad day, but I'm still going to the gym and people like me there. Or I still have this thing, because you put all your eggs in one basket, and then when that basket tips over, you're fucked. Whether it's your career, your marriage, or your kids or whatever, like, I think it's important to, diversify your portfolio.
I think you're exactly right. I mean, it was kind of like refinding myself, and then like Maddie will say, I get very excited and I try to get too hard. I have to like dial it back.
Well, that's cool because you know what? In the world now, I feel like in just even like where I'm at in life, and I mean, you're running a few years behind me, but it's just tough to find people that will have the same, that have energy to go do things and be a part of something. And it's like, okay, for the next 10 years, we're going to stick our head in the ground and we're going to hide. And I'm like, that is fucking depressing. I would like to live life right now and not just wait till like, we're retired. Our kids go away to college. And like, I mean, we don't even know ourselves anymore, and you lose that time in that space. And I think even, it sounds like your mom has had her own identity, but I know with my mom, it's like, it's really tough for her to see. I think she's starting to understand it finally. Like, we went on vacation together and she gets it, like, we're going to work out every day or we're going to do this. And I was asking her if she would babysit the kids while we met up with some friends, and we were messaging each other, and she was like, you will never regret time you spend with your kids. I'm like, Mom, I'm going on a vacation with them for 8 days. For 6 hours, I can be away from them, and they will like me, and I will like them more. And this is where I think you messed up. Because I can't remember a day that you didn't scream at me, and I would have screamed at me too. But you needed friends and hobbies and shit you went to do where I wasn't there.
No, I, honestly, like when I come back from a 4:30 class, I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe in the summer I like needed that break from my being with my kids all day.
And it's really important. And I think it's important for, everybody's got to kind of find their own footing with whatever cards they're dealt. Like moms that work full time and have kids. That is such a different ballgame. That has to be so tough. But like, I'm kind of in the part-time. I like where I'm at. It's like right in the middle here where I have energy for things. And, you want breaks. You want to have like your own things still. And it's really cool that you're creating your own and you're paving your own path, or you're not just following like this is what someone else did and this is what I can do. So,
and I think another big thing for me being able to like do the challenge and compete at the state meet the next weekend. The cool thing for me too is that like my husband, Brian, which you guys know, which I didn't even tell that story, but he was going here too. And we actually didn't meet here. We met at a bar, but I found
you guys were both. Did you not know that you guys both went here?
I did not know that we both went here until like that first night. He was like, "Oh, I do CrossFit," and I was like, "Oh, me too. Where do you go?
Wow.
CrossFit Grandview."
Did you guys meet through people from the gym at the bar?
So do you remember Danny Ridgway?
Yeah.
I went to high school with her.
Okay.
So when I came back, I like met her, and she was like, "Oh, we're going out here," and I was like, "Oh, perfect." And then she was like, "Oh, my roommate's friend that he works with is coming." So it was like total random.
Wow. Oh, okay.
As far as like it wasn't through CrossFit.
Sure.
But then I found out he went at 9:30 because he worked at Honda, and so then I started showing up at 9:30 with Dan. Like I like kind of stalked him, And, but yeah. So, but the cool thing about like being able to compete again and just be in it is that he's so supportive. Like on these Saturdays, he's like,
he's here,
and he usually has to work too because this is their busy season. So he works. My parents own AJ Asphalt and construction, so he works for them now, and so he's in his busy season. So he'll go to work at 6 a.m. on Saturday, and then like be home by the time I have to leave to come do whatever I'm doing that day for my competition, and take care of all 3 kids. So it's been really helpful, and he's actually training for an ultra too.
Oh wow!
I know. So he likes to. I mean, he works out and
he's always super fit.
I know. He's just a really good mover, and But he just works out in the garage, and
Yep.
and that's fine for him. For me, I definitely needed more and needed to be around people.
Yeah.
He's around people all day at work, where I'm just around my kids.
So
all
he
day,
just wants to go run 50 miles.
Yeah, apparently.
And not talk to anyone.
Yeah, exactly. If you know Brian too, that's
everybody leave me alone.
Yes,
for 2 hours.
Yeah. So that's been kind of tough for him to get his like runs in because he's working, and then
When does he work out?
4 a.m.
I was gonna say he just doesn't sleep.
Well, I mean, we go to bed early. We're an early household, but
Yeah. What time does he go to? What time do you guys go to
last
bed?
night it was like 9:30, which is late
Yeah.
for him to wake up at 4. And then he only ran like 5 miles this morning, but he has to be at a 6 a.m. meeting.
Gotcha.
So he's early. But he's so funny because I'm the type of person that, especially when like the kids, like when CJ was a newborn, like it's so important for me to work out that it doesn't really matter when I fit it in my day. Like I'll fit it in.
Yeah.
He's the type of person that like if it doesn't happen in the morning, he has such a hard time.
I'm like that too.
In the
I'm
afternoon,
such a
she's like-
baby.
She doesn't like
Yeah.
that.
We're doing a high rocks and like chats telling me we're gonna go on at like 7 to 8, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, maybe.
Are you doing High Rocks?
Yeah, we're doing one in October.
Okay.
So if it goes well, like we're taking people, if you ever have interest, if it goes well.
I actually am signed up for a High Rocks, which is kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the only thing I haven't competed in.
Oh,
in
wow.
my
When
life.
are you doing that?
December 12th in Nashville.
Oh,
Yep,
neat.
yep.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm like, I got to start running.
Yeah,
which is what I need to do anyway.
yeah, that's what everything I'm reading. It's
So we're
we're
doing
trying
tomorrow,
he wants to not do a long run. I'm like, we got to do long runs.
Yeah.
You got to get used to being tired and running and tired and running.
Yeah.
But I think that like we're doing the mixed doubles, so
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
they
I'm
just go
doing-
on it. Yeah.
I'm doing it with my friend, one of my girlfriends who she's a mom of 3 now too.
Okay.
She lives in Asheville, but she's like always been one of my best friends. Her name's Madison. And we've like, she used to be a coach for me a long time ago. And
Yeah.
now we hardly see each other. So we're like, all right, girls weekend in Nashville.
That's so fun.
We're also going to do this race.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I think, where I think they've nailed it is like, it's a pretty inclusive event
Yeah.
that is always in a really fun city.
Yeah.
So they only pick like kind of tier 1 cities to do it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to go to like New York City, or we're
Yeah.
going to Boston, or you're
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
Nashville
Yeah.
or LA. And then so you can base like this kind of a fun weekend around.
like
Right.
ours sold
An
out
event that-
so quickly.
Yeah.
We had no idea.
they
A
know
lot
what
of
they're doing.
Yeah, a lot of the coaches wanted to do it, and I think a few coaches waited literally like minutes, like
Yeah.
2 minutes,
Yeah.
and the early sign up was sold out,
Yeah.
and then the regular was sold
I
out.
know.
So
I know
it's
it's
wild.
crazy. I don't even know how but she like really wanted to do it, asked me to do it, and I'm like, sure, I'll do it with you.
Yeah.
Even though she's a great runner, so she's gonna,
Yeah,
be carrying me.
yeah.
But
Yeah, you got to do all your runs together. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. But okay, so you're doing that.
Yes.
What other things do you have coming up?
that's it. And Fit Us on the Coast. We have a good group of people who are doing that qualifiers in October.
Okay,
Just
and-
2 competitions in the next
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah,
Don't tell
seriously.
Maddie. Don't tell. No, just kidding.
Not any- no, barely anything.
When and where is that?
The Fit Us on the Coast is an online qualifier.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that'll be the qualifier.
Okay.
But the actual competition is in January.
Okay,
So
so you
just
do
the-
something in October,
Just the
like the
online
online
Your
qualifier.
qualifier
qualifier.
thing, yep.
Yep.
Then you go to High Rocks in December,
December, yeah.
and then January.
Keeps your, keeps your
I'm
training
like,
anchored
it's just
and moving.
fun. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
fun.
Well, probably like a lot of your volume that you've been doing for CrossFit will pay off for the
Yes.
High Rocks.
yeah.
Because I mean, if you're used to doing
Oh,
like all
yeah.
these events, I
Oh,
mean,
my gosh.
it's really just building up
Yeah.
our volume.
Yeah.
That we're not
like,
used to.
The Tuesday workouts that Drake programs now are heavy on the running, longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
you're halfway there by
Yeah.
just doing
Right,
those.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know, I've seen those.
he really has done a fantastic job. Even just like the culture over there.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone is
good.
just so nice. Like,
That's really cool.
yeah, it's not super competitive. I mean, so the team syndicate, we went to syndicate too for semifinals, and that was kind of tough for me because, I was dealing with this injury right before the open, and I was just kind of like doing the best I could each workout and each thing, like just getting, and then it was like after, I guess it was quarterfinals. After quarterfinals, I ended up like kind of hurting my elbow, and I was like, and my knee was still hurt, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop. Like, I just need to stop for a little bit. And then it was like, honestly, I think maybe a couple days later, Drake's like, hey, we got invited to syndicate. We need to know if you're in. And I'm like, dude, I am like in shambles here. Like, are you sure you want me to be on the team? And he's like, I think we have time if you want to rehab, you know, like, I still think you're the best person for it. And I'm like, you know, of course I like wanted to do it.
Yep.
I mean, that's what we like trained for. We had been kind of training together. And so I was so excited about the opportunity. And so I just worked like really close with Maddie, and I really did not do anything other than like event specific training for like a month.
You pulled it together very well and handled yourself well out there too.
It was hard, and honestly, like Heather and Chris and Drake, they were all so supportive, and I feel like doing team stuff is so hard because especially when you feel like you're the weakest link or you're like holding people back, that gets in your head a little bit. Yeah. And you're like, oh my gosh. And then it just gets worse. But they were just so positive and so supportive. And they're like, hey, we're here to have fun. We came in, we got a backfill invite. We have nothing to prove. We're coming into this to have fun. So to be able to do that and be at a gym where that's even, you know, to compete almost at the highest level for our sport, you know.
With how many semis they have, it's like how it used to be for making the games. It's very hard to even get in there.
So, and just to, again, to be at a gym where that's an opportunity, and like that was so cool and that was so fun. And again, just being with those people, they were so supportive and so nice. And
really neat.
Yeah, it was really fun.
He stepped up in a really big way for us when, you know, you were here during the time, but, you know, we had an awesome competitive culture for, you know, almost a decade.
Yeah, it's pretty much always.
And then when Joey moved and Andy moved, who had been our two coaches for that class, we kind of had this vacuum there for a few years. And, you know, we put some other coaches in there. And it was a different culture because it was like a lot of people moved in from other like they were competitors at other gyms, but they were all used to doing like a training program off an app.
Yeah.
So we had like 8-10 people running off apps in the back of the room and all over the place. And then like we're trying to bring them into a group and like no one wanted to do it together. And then finally me and Drake, I mean, it took about a year. We were just like meeting like, okay, I'm either going to just like give this thing up or we're going to do this. And then he was able to like take the reins and lead it out of that. Well, what's
cool is that he didn't necessarily want to do that. You know, in the beginning, he was doing his own thing, but then he became this great leader, bringing everybody together, and it's just become something so neat, and everyone's so close.
He did a fantastic
going on vacations together. Yeah. You know, it's really cool. You know how he just took everything like under his wings and is really like stepped up, and that's like a very special person, a special skill, and to bring people together. Because to me, that's what CrossFit is bringing people together, and not and working out or whatever. Like when I used to do stuff at Lifetime, I'd get like running groups, and that bonded us. And then like when I came to CrossFit, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Everybody's in it together again, and it like that's the point, you know.
Right. Yeah, and I don't have a ton of team experience because like weightlifting is such an individual sport, and you get a different mindset too. And then I was always kind of on my own. So even to be there at Syndicate with just like so much support, it was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. This is so cool. Great. Yeah, it's like really people really help each other out. And then like Jordan's awesome. Like all Callie, just to have these people, and it's always so humbling too. You're like, these people are so much better than me at so many things. So it gives you such good goals, and
they're not toxically competitive.
No,
everyone's trying to put wind at each other's back, not like, you know, pull the rug out from underneath each other. You know, they're very like encouraging, and like, you know, Drake's been on our A team for stuff for like semifinals, and then if people beat him out, he's like, I'm taking the B team spot.
He's so good at so many things. It's like crazy.
Yeah, so he's never been like, oh shoot. Well,
I think that's from the jerk, top down too. You know, like because Drake isn't like that. He's like, okay, this isn't our culture. Right. If you're better than me, you go, or you've got this, or you know, it takes a a big person, and you know, someone with that can
a healthy ego to be able to do that. It's pretty cool.
I think the other cool thing, last thing I'll say that's really nice, is the amount of like amazing masters athletes. At this gym. Like that's really cool to see.
Right.
You know,
Maddie, Gretchen, you.
Gosh, yeah.
How old are you now, Rachel?
36.
Okay.
But I still act like I'm 28 with some. I have to check myself.
Yeah, with the workouts when it comes to workouts.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
That's
it's fun.
a lot of fun stuff up ahead.
Yeah.
You just got to stay healthy.
I know.
Rachel, thanks for coming on today.
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you.
Absolutely.